What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another Dota commentary. This is again Group B of the Raidcall EMS Spring Group Stages. And keep in mind, this is the first matchup between these two teams. It's Liquid versus Kaipi, and you can see Envy, I think prior to this tournament, announced that he would be playing with Kaipi for the foreseeable future. But Kaipi is an unstable team, or an unstable team, so I'm not too sure if there's going to be any more roster shakeups or in the near future. But still, Envy, it's nice to see him back in competitive Dota. Though he did sort of give up on his North American team that he was creating, probably due to the lack of people who were able to put in the same time commitments as him. So I guess it's nice to see him back in action. And I talked to him a bit with him and Lumi. He says he doesn't really have to talk as much, he can just sit there and farm, because he is playing the hard carry role. But anyway, back to the overall tournament structure. This is Group B of the Raidcall EMS Spring Cup. Keep in mind that there are seeding points in every 6 cups online, and then you get seeding points from that, and then points in the amateur bracket are redistributed so that you go into these groups, and the top 8 teams from all the groups total get to participate in the LAN finals. So this is a group featuring Navi, Team Liquid, Kaipi, and Absolute Legends. And spoiler alert, if you have not watched the first cast I've done, go watch it, because Navi did lose to Absolute Legends, which was quite shocking. So Navi can't really afford to lose any more matches, because the tiebreakers in this group are decided through time rating, which is a bit old school, to put it lightly. But it still puts on a lot of pressure, so we'll see. This group suddenly turns out to be very interesting. Envy with some Europeans taking on Team Liquid, which is perhaps one of the hottest teams in the West, although they have been struggling a bit. They've lost to Fnatic twice recently, and overall not really performing at the top shape that we are used to seeing from them.
10 seconds remaining.
But yeah, it should be an interesting matchup. As what was I gonna say? Shouts to Join Dota and Epi, who I think casted this match. And yeah, it should be hopefully a fun match for us to watch, as Kaipi gonna bet on Gyrocopter, Team Liquid gonna bet on the next Assassin. And I think Envy said that Team Liquid have a ridiculously high win percentage with Gyrocopter hooked up, and it is true, Team Liquid do win quite a bit with Gyrocopter. So it makes sense to be a first man. Gyrocopter is such a versatile hero that he's very, very strong in most aspects of the game. He's strong early game, he's strong mid game, he's strong late game. We got Team Liquid gonna bat the Nyx. They don't have first pick, unfortunately for them, so they're gonna have to give up Barrier or Wisp or Darkseer. One of those 3. They could do a, so to speak, a meaningless ban here and hope to pick up 2 of the strongest heroes left in the pool for themselves, but if they do that, they sort of limit themselves some options, because they might be able to pick up 2 strong heroes, but they might not have a lineup devoted to those 2 certain heroes, so we'll see what Liquid decides to ban out. They'd probably ban out the Barret in this situation if I had to guess. But yeah, this is Group B, and one more thing I was going to say that I almost forgot. I'm going to bring you this whole group, but I'm going to bring you, or uploading these games a lot more frequently than I do, because these games are played on Tuesday, and so it's already Thursday. Yesterday I took a break, hung out with friends. I needed a bit of break, but now I'm trying to get back into it. So I want to upload these games as fast as possible in order for them to not be dated so much. So I'm going to be uploading these games, and I have a new series in the work that I'm going to be uploading a game for tomorrow, so hopefully you enjoy that. But anyway, yeah, so expect a lot of uploads from this tournament and many other tournaments in the near future. But this is probably going to be a cup that I cover on my own time, because DC only has 1 ticket. So it won't be anything like Defense 3 or some other cups. Like the DreamHack Invitational, where we have 2 tickets where I can do dual casts. So you're going to have to endure my solo casting for now, but hopefully you enjoy it nonetheless. Interesting enough, Liquid ban out the Wisp, so this leaves Kaipi open to a Barret or Darkseer. If I had to pick a poison, I'd choose Barret to be my first pick, because Barret are pretty versatile, and Darkseer, if you shove him down lane, he really just needs a lot of levels. He'll have to sit back in the jungle, get his farm going, and he can't really farm nearly as fast as in the jungle. Of course, Darkseer probably the fastest jungle farmer in the game, but still, overall, jungle creeps are worth a lot less, and Darkseer needs a lot of items. He needs a mechanism, he needs a tank ability item, he needs to get a lot of levels on vacuum, at least 2 points in the wall, max level surge, max level violent shell. And there's been some talk, I don't know if you've seen the Break the Metagame post by Clairvoyance, but he says Darkseer gonna receive less and less attention as time goes on, just because he needs so much, and if he doesn't dominate lane, then he really loses out. in that stage of the game where his team might go for some lane engagements. And keep in mind, the early game is usually the most important portion of the game where supports are at their fullest impact and where carries are at their weakest. But anyway, Team Liquid could very well go for the Darkseer themselves. I have to be honest, I have not actually seen Liquid run a Bulba Darkseer. I see Liquid run Bulba Tinker, Bulba Nature's Prophet, Bulba Clockwork. I have not really seen them run Darkseer. I think TC usually handles the Darkseer. I'm not too sure. And one thing I have to sort of criticize Liquid is that their laps are getting a bit stale, as they're going to pick up the Darkseer right now. We'll see what they decide to pair him with. Shadow Demon is still up in the pool, Leicester is still up in the pool. Those two heroes have definite synergy. If they pick up one, they can prevent Kaipi from picking up the Leicester and the Shadow Demon combination. But they're going to pick up the Rubik instead for Ix Mike. Meanwhile, Kaipi going to immediately respond with Phantom Lancer. And this is probably going to be Envy's hero. He's been scrimming or pubbing a lot with Phantom Lancer. He's farming ridiculously effectively with this hero. So I guess we'll find out how good that farm in his public games translates into his professional games, as Phantom Lancer definitely a strong hero. We don't often see him be nearly as successful without keeping that on his side. If I had to guess, Kaipi will pick him up a strong support, maybe something like a Shadow Demon who can not really turtle the game, but create openings just on the back of the pressure he can provide in the early stages of the game, and there's the Shadow Demon pickup. The reason why Shadow Demon and Phantom Lancer pairs so well with each other, I mean, Phantom Lancer pairs well with a lot of sports, but his best friends are probably Keeper of the Light, and maybe Shadow Demon, I'm not too sure. But the reason why these two heroes pair so nicely with each other is not really in the fact that they're strong laning, it's the fact that Shadow Demon is probably the best gank support in the game, so he can create a lot of room for Phantom Lancer just by roaming to different lanes and shutting them down, and that'll give Phantom Lancer some free farm and hopefully open up the lane. But Liquid, they might be able to counter with an aggressive Trident, but they don't really have strong aggressive Trident heroes. Now this is an interesting choice for the Magnus. Liquid is one of the few teams that runs support fluff style Magnus and just let him roam up, but in most situations Magnus does require a solo in order to really get the RP and the fast stagger online. Meanwhile, Kaipi smartly banning AM. AM gets his split push going a lot faster than Phantom Lancer, gets a tower push going. Phantom Lancer needs at least a Fusel Blade and probably drums in order to really provide to be a super nuisance. And Phantom Lancer, quite frankly, is easier to kill than Anti-Mage in the early stages of the game. He only has Doppel Walk, and Anti-Mage has Blink, so there's that. Liquid looking to protect their mid lane, so I think they're going to put Magnus mid in this situation. Have Korok or TC play the Magnus, probably Korok play the Magnus, because they are banning the Queen of Pain, which is very protective. We'll see if they ban out heroes like Puck as well. But right now, I guess they're anticipating that Kaipi's not going to put the Batter in mid, and Batter is one of those very versatile heroes who can jungle, can offlane, and can go mid. But in order to have the most impact, he usually needs to dominate a lane or get his dagger up at a ridiculously obscene time. So offlane Barrett against a Trident is really not the best way to go. Jungle Barrett, if you just put him there at the start, we can start stacking. Can get a really fast stagger. Barrett in mid lane, I think, beats pretty much every other mid lane in the game. And the fact that Team Liquid banned the Queen of Pain is just going to make Barrett's life a lot easier. As, again, this is a cross-continental game, so I don't think we're going to see a puck by Team Liquid, because, you know, server lag, it might influence Liquid's decision, because I mean, it might not affect Puck too much, but it affects Puck's laning against Batrider, because one of the big things about Puck is that you can phase shift into sticky napalm stacks. It has the same cooldown, so to speak, so you can sort of easily dodge it. Well, sticky napalm has 3-second cooldown, phase shift has 6 seconds, so a little bit mistaken on that front. But you can dodge a lot of Batrider harassment, but still, I don't anticipate Liquid picking up the Puck. If they do that, they need so much experience for not too much physical damage at the moment. They have a lot of magical damage, they have a positioning, but still, I don't think this is a Puck game for Team Liquid, regardless of server. Anyway, Liquid banning out the Leshrac, knowing that Leshrac Shadow Demon is such a potent support combination. Kaipi banning out the Enchantress, knowing that it's Fluff and Stuff's favorite hero, and I guess they do fear the early pressure as they ban out the Lone Druid, so they fear that mid-game presence before Phantom Lancer gets super stacked in power on the Bear that can just easily clear down towers very, very quickly and provide a very potent mid-game force that it's really just difficult for Phantom Lancer to engage against. Phantom Lancer, keep in mind, he wants to be fighting with the solutions, he never wants to fight you heads up. Unless he gets a full tier 4 set of items, while the other team has maybe like 1 or 2. You know, Liquid, what are they going to ban? Probably going to ban another support that pairs well with the Shadow Demon. They might run a support Magnus because they're getting rid of Leshrac, but I don't know. They got Enchantress is out of the pool because of the Kaipi ban. Leshrac is removed. Not too sure what other support Liquid could pick up. Of course, keep in mind, like I said previously, Liquid is one of those teams who does run support Magnus from time to time, and Liquid gonna have the puck. Interesting. So I guess they're forcing the Barrow to go mid, or maybe they're anticipating Kaipi to pick up, you know, a traditional mid lane hero who just bottle crows it up, maybe something like a Night Stalker or Brewmaster, really get some early game teamfight presence before Fanalanta gets farmed up, which could be the case. I have not seen Kaipi ever play Barrow. I've never seen Kaipi in action, aside from the occasional stream here or there. But still, I can't honestly say where they like to favor the Barrow position. But if I had to guess, it would probably be mid, because mid Barrow does do quite well against Magnus. Magnus can skewer out of there, but in the early levels, before Magnus can get a shockwave spam rolling, Barrow just dominates this hero. Kaipi gonna dip into a bit of reserve time. They still need their support, and they still need their off-lane hero or their mid-lane hero, depending on which lane Barrow goes into. So if I had to guess, they're going to pick up their support now and then pick up the latter hero at the end. Because Liquid, I think their mid lane's locked up, off lane's locked up, so they only need their secondary support as well as their carry. And Kaipi going to pick up the Brewmaster, so it is going to be off lane Barrow or jungle Barrow, and just leave the lane by himself. So Liquid might have to take advantage of the free lane, because Barrow, again, wants to have an early game impact, and he can't do that when he's farming against 3 people. And Liquid's aggressive challenge is not that strong at the moment. They could pick up strong aggressive challenge heroes, but still, they don't have Shouting, they don't have Bane, they don't have... And Bane Rubik is just a really low damaging Shrine. They don't have Keeper of the Light, so they're going to have to go defensive with the Shrine. So that means Barrow are probably going to farm it alone in the jungle, Brewmaster going to go mid, and Shouting and Phantom Hunter will be safe up there on top. Liquid gonna go with the Tiny, so they are going all out late game. Tiny does beat Phantom Hunter in the ultra late game, but just in terms of the late stages of the game, I don't think he matches up very well. Is Kaipi gonna pick up the Bane? Not too much damage, but I mean, Brewmaster does a lot of damage with the Clap as well as the Soul Catcher combination. Bane is a nice job setting him up. This might allow Shao Demon not to get disruption at level 1. This might allow... I'm not too sure when the dual roam could start in. It can't start in any sooner than level 2. Because where's the damage going to come from this dual roaming supports? Unless Kaipi run an aggressive challenge themselves, which could be an option. But then, again, they don't have much damage. Phantom Hunter, Soul Catcher isn't the most damaging combination. Bane really wants that level 1 Nightmare. But back to the Tiny choice. Tiny, strong in the late stages of the game as Nature's Prophet is going to be the last choice. So it might be mid-solo Darkseer and support Magnus once again. Interesting. But yeah, back to Tiny. He beats Phantom Hunter in the ultra late stages of the game. But the problem with Tiny is just he needs so many items. He needs Aghanims, he needs Drums or Yasha to get that movement speed rolling, he needs Treads or Phase, and then he needs one item, and even then Phantom Hunter farms a lot quicker until Tiny gets the Aghanim Scepter. So that could be a problem. The bonus of having Tiny is that he's naturally tankier, he has a high exterior, so the illusions can get bashed. He has a lot of burst damage on his side. So there are a bunch of factors to see why Tiny is very strong, but again, in the ultra late stages of the game, Kaipi can't allow it to drag on to that, because in the ultra late stages of the game, they can't beat a Refresher, a Nature's Prophet, a Darkseer, and a Tiny. Kaipi is going to have to get their push going ASAP. But yeah, I guess we'll introduce the players and teams in a second. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Korok is playing the Magnus. Is this going to be a support Darkseer? Or is it going to be just an AFK jungle Nature's Prophet? Fluff is going to be the AFK jungle Nature's Prophet. Alright, that makes more sense, because usually when we see Nature's Prophet on Liquid, you say, oh, Bulba's going to play it, but where is Nature's Prophet placed in this game? I'm not too sure. He has to just jungle it up. He can't really support. So this lane is actually quite weak, so if Barrow really wants to go to the off lane, he does have the potential to do so, because if Sprout does nothing against Barrow, Rubik Telekinesis and TC won't be able to do as much damage until around level 4 to even kill off the Barrow. So Barrow should be okay, as high EE is the call by IX Mike. Good luck, have fun are the calls. But we'll introduce the players of the teams. On the side of Liquid, you have Fluff playing the Nature's Prophet, Korok is playing the Magnus, TC is playing the Tiny, Bulba is playing the Darkseer, and IX Mike is going to be playing that Rubik. And on the side of Kaipi, we're going to have Zizo playing the Bane. Who is this? Who are you, Panda? Who are you? A, 3012. Okay. You're going to be playing the Brewmaster Bone 7 old school Dota 1, Dota 2 player, playing the Batter. EternalEnvy is playing the Phantom, and Pylai Dai is playing the Shouty. I thought the captain of Kaipi was Pylai Dai, but maybe Zizo is going to be the drafting here. Again, Envy said that he doesn't really like to speak that much when he's on Kaipi. So I guess he just lets his team decide most of the picks and probably just does his input whenever it feels like. Hey, a lot less pressure when you're not the captain. Brewmaster getting pulled a set of tangos as he's going to be only about 2 to 3 creeps away from that bottle. Meanwhile, Magnus, are you pulled anything? No, this is standard item mag build as he will be able to get that bottle up in a couple shockwaves. Meanwhile, we're going to see an immediate roam by the Shouty, which is spotted out by the Observer Ward. So Magnus already forced to play very defensively, but Brewmaster just happily going to last hit it up, and Shouty just going to scare Magnus away. Going to delay that bottle for as long as possible, and by the time this creep wave is dead, Brewmaster will have his bottle, so it's going to be a nice start for the Brewmaster already. On the top lane, it's going to be Envy going to farm up against the Darkseer, probably going to go into fast Tranquils. As you can see, even level 1 Ion Shell hurts quite a bit. But Bane will be enough to drive away Bulba by himself for the most part, as he can just cast Nightmare if he really has to. Actually going to use Brain Sap, so Bulba not going to cast Ion Shell. Has to be careful, he's taking a lot of harassment, but has a Stout Shield. But still, Envy could come in from the rear with the Phantom Lance and just really make Bulba burn a lot of regen very quick. And you can see Bulba already first to burn through a salve and only has 1 tank left, so Bulba not having that good of a time in the lane already. Meanwhile, we're going to see Mike rotate in, helping out Korok a bit. Realizes that Brewmaster already has his bottle. Meanwhile, Korok gonna have his bottle in 1 more CS, but still Brewmaster is such a good attack animation. We'll be able to get these creeps very, very easily, using the clap as well. Man, 3012 is really just playing this lane very nicely so far. And it definitely helped that he got pulled and was gotten support by the Shadow Demon, so not going to deny him that. Meanwhile, Barada can farm in the bottom lane, but he can just farm much more safely and much more quickly in the jungle. You can see already has the boots, going to stack these napalms and stack these creeps. And once you get 6 or 7 stacks, going to clear these creeps, get the boots online. As, man, he has 2 bear camps. Oh no, 1 bear camp and 2 satyrs. But he will be able to get probably just Tranquils and work his way towards his dagger. And keep in mind, Jungle Barra does not like to go bottle, can't really rune control. And really does not need to cast nearly as many sticky napalm, so won't really have to go for the bottle, so that is going to mean a very fast stagger. You can see already 5 stacks smartly going up to the high ground to ensure that he does not take too much damage. Again, those Hellbear Smashers, they smash and they hurt. Actually, Barra probably going to have to get some clarities. Maybe go back to base. Probably just going to ship himself out some clarities. Meanwhile, Paladai is coming around invisible, going to break the invisibility rune, just going to drive Korok away, seeing that the clap was on cooldown. As Korok sees the courier, but it's just been upgraded, so he's going to be denied from that. But so far, this game is going very passively. In the early stages of the game, I do have to favor Kaipi's lineup. Brewmaster, I think, has more significant impact with his ultimate against squishy supports. Can just send people up in the air, can stun them repeatedly over and over again. And Barrier will be able to get a fast stack of meal. Problem with Nature's Prophet Jungle is that he just does not get the farm going. This is pretty standard Nature's Prophet. Get the armor going for the trees, clearing up as much as possible, give him some extra mana regen. But at this rate, he's going to get minus around 10-11 minutes, and that is going to be not the best time for minus, but this is sort of the risk you have to take with Nature's Prophet these days. Envy 22-9 compared to TC's 24-10. Again, I think Phantom Hunter has more early game relevance in terms of carrying potential than the Tiny. Tiny could go carry by going Dagger Arcane Boots, but that is not what you want to do against a Phantom Lancer, because Phantom Lancer in late game will just destroy that build. Top rune's going to be camped by the Brewmaster, and bottom rune will be camped equally, but Paladai should just be able to deny it. No, Fluff denies it instead, saying if I can't have it, nobody can't have it, as, yeah, that's what you're going to do. But we're going to see Shadow Demon rotate around, still level 1, not having the best time, but you can see his roams, despite not getting him any levels or any kills, having impact. He's been able to harass the Brewmaster a bit as TC's going to roam in, has the intelligence threads, going to get the avalanche toss combination. Pilot died, not even able to cast a defensive disruption with the telekinesis by Mike in place. Flame Break going to push Mike back, but Bone 7 not enough mana to Firefly it out. As First Blood has been given, and Bone 7 unfortunately will have to retreat, so this tower in a lot of danger. Bone 7 no mana whatsoever, just going to cast those Flame Breaks over and over again to try to delay the push.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
So nice First Blood being picked up by Liquid, nice rotation by Mike and TC with those intelligence threads, able to maximize his mana, so you can see he still has enough mana for Avalanche or Toss, and pretty soon enough for both. Well, he's at Strength Threads now, so he'll have soon enough mana for both anyway. Yeah, Paladin managed to hit level 2, gonna use some Shadow Poison. Fluff no mana to Sprout or anything like that. IX Mike just going to do some pulling, so Paladin should be safe for now, as we're going to see a split on the middle lane. Korok just going to get the heck out of there, but the Pandas are on the chase. Nice boulder toss as Korok unable to cast RPs, not even level 6, but the jukes are on the Brewmaster. Jukes are on you, my friend, as Brewmaster going to have to back up for now. Going to cast one more boulder toss, going to cyclone him up in the air, and that is going to be a level 1 Panda ultimate used for nothing, essentially, as that is getting down for the next 160 seconds. So Liquid getting very, very fortunate situation on the middle lane and doing a nice wraparound gank on the top or on the bottom lane. So far I have the slice of advantages, but PL is uninterrupted in his farm, and Tiny needs a couple more card items than PL does before he can truly get his farm going, or get his split push going. I imagine Envy just gonna rush that defusal and maybe go back into drums. Who else would carry drums? Brewmaster, no indication of going drums just yet. He probably would have the Bracer if he was going for drums, or maybe the Bracer and the Magic Wand. But he's saving with a lot of gold. Might go for Arcane Boots or Rush the Dagger. I'm not too sure, but Korok has the RP in position as the clap is in place. Going to use the Shockwave, but no mana for the RP as Invisibility is popped. And here comes Barra running in with the lasso. Nip Palms have been dropped, and Barra does pick up the kill. Nice gank on Korok. Korok overestimating his mana capacity. No mana for the RP. And Barrett are only 700 gold away from picking up his dagger, and this is power Barrett when he starts in the jungle rather than going the offlane and then heading back into the jungle. And he will be able to get that dagger up after perhaps clearing out this stack. And that is going to be quite a nuisance. Only level 7, so the lasso cooldown is quite long. But still, that dagger. You can pressure, you can use the Blink and Flame Break if you have the lasso on cooldown. That's going to be quite annoying, so Bone 7 already having a tremendous impact in the game, or might have a very tremendous impact in the game very, very soon. You know, TC, not going for any drums, just trying to get his farm going online because he knows if Analyzer can start split pushing a lot faster. Needs to get his Aghanim Scepter so he can clear out creep waves. And are they stacking anything for TC? Well, keep in mind Aghanims is a quite expensive item. It's full 1200 gold more expensive than something like a Diffusal Blade, so Tiny, he's going to have to farm quite a bit in order to get his farm really going through the roof. Meanwhile, that mid lane kill is also important. Not only did they kill Korok and deny him his dagger farm, it also wasted some time so that Brewmaster ultimate can cool down a lot more rapidly. And he's going to pick up a haste rune for his trouble, so that is going to prevent him from being in for quite a bit. Actually, might go on the bottom lane. No wards on Team Liquid spying out. Here comes a disruption as Fluff trying to maneuver himself into position. The clap only hits, no, it hits Fluff as well. TC is most certainly going to die, and that Fluff is on the retreat, going to try to teleport out of there. Will do so. No! Oh, man, that Nightmare Rises. Oh, level 1 Nightmare, unfortunately. 550 cast range. Not really the most impressive. But still, they managed to get TC, the main carry, and Fluff will have just been icing on the cake, but as is, they have to be feeling pretty satisfied on how that engagement went. And Brewmaster didn't even have to use his ultimate. Meanwhile, Barretter died to Korok and his RP, but he also managed to stack a lot of camp, so he will get that dagger up online very, very soon as Paladin disconnects. We'll take a look at the early game gold graph. The slightest of gold advantage for the Rain on the back of Nature's Puppet farming the jungle, and Barretter farming the jungle relatively infrequently. Experience advantage in favor of the Dire. I think it's because Shouting was sticking in the lane for quite a bit and Bane was sapping some experience with the pulls. Let's just check out the levels on Mike. No, he's level 6 and Shouting not level 6 just yet, level 4. What level's Fluff? Where's the experience graph going to come from? Darkseer is level 2. I'm almost speechless. 8.5 minutes in the game, he's level 2. It's almost 9 minutes in the game, he's level 2. I don't know. This is... Suddenly, I'm very worried for Liquid. It was looking okay. You know, TC getting some farm. He died. Korok managed to pick up a kill. Darkseer is level 2. I mean, he abandoned the top lane. He couldn't farm the jungle because Fluff's farming the jungle. I guess just really good creepy equilibrium control by Envy and the Bane, as he was unable to get any pressure going on the top lane himself. So, man, Bulba not going to have an impact in this game for a long time. And this is the problem with the Darkseer when he doesn't get levels. He has to get so many levels. He needs to get max level vacuum, a couple points of surge, get that point to wall, and then he'll be able to at least team fight. But he still wants a mechanism up. He still wants, you know, some tank ability items. He's such a team fight menace, but without the sufficient levels of vacuum, it's a very short-range spell. Without the surge to get people out of trouble. Without the wall, most importantly, which you can't really skill until level 8 unless you get level 6. And just, you know, you won't have that extra point to vacuum or surge. So actually, with this Darkseer only being level 2, I have to favor Kaipi greatly, because Barrier's going to pick up his dagger, and soon he might be able to just single-handedly hunt down heroes, and there's really nothing a Darkseer can do to help out. So, wow, I'm starting to reconsider this nature's probably pick more and more, as I think Fluff wanted a jungler. They got rid of Chen. No, they got rid of Enchantress. Chen was still in the pool. All I can say is Bulba will not be having fun this game for at least the next 10 minutes. Yeah, Bulba hasn't died. He has his soul ring up, but just really been denying good creepy equilibrium controlled by Envy, and probably good support by Bane ushering him out of the lane. And now Envy, what do you got? You got the drum, so now you can chase down Bulba if you really have to. But Bulba gonna greatly experience some of this experience going his way. Really needs to get his farm going, but again, all the heroes at Kaipi can start making impact. Even Fanlox if he wants to join a fight. Meanwhile, Bulba really can't do too much. Only just picked up that level 2 into Ion Shell. Again, this is not Bulba's fault. This is just how the lanes went. And Kaipi got better lanes for the most part. Might be the draft as well. I'm not too sure. But Bone 7 waiting in the wings. Oh, man. Bulba senses something is up. And Vanwitz are just going to clear out these creep waves effortlessly with the Tranquil Boots. It's going to be interesting to see how the Tranquil Boots affect the play of heroes like Vanwitz and Luna over the next couple games, as we might see a gank attempt on Korok in the middle lane. We're going to see Batter wrap around, has the lasso online. They're going to catch Bulba, waiting for the surge, and Bulba is going to die to the Fanlancer. Bulba is just really just not going to have a good game this game. It's just going to be so long. It'll be at least until the 20-minute mark before he makes any impact. And that is going to give Bone 7 his dagger. Kaipi looking in a really strong position at this point. And here comes initiation on Korok. Fiend's Grip does not... Skewer does not break the chaining of Fiend's Grip. And that's going to be another kill. Shadow Demon will be more than happy to snatch that up. Shadow Demon almost at level 6, so the support Shadow Demon is doubling up levels on the Darkseer at this stage. As Fluff going to apply some push that will allow Bulba to farm up in the jungle, but the Shadow Poison will let it burst down. Here comes the Batter, going to use a Flame Break. No lasso is up, and Fluff is going to get killed. Clap used for a bit of insurance. Tower is going to get killed by Fluff. So that's going to be a much-needed gold infusion into the pockets of Liquid, but still, they're losing quite heavily in the experience wars. Bulba going to be more than happy to sap up some experience in the middle lane. But Envy, what are you going to do about Envy? He has not been interrupted whatsoever. Checking out the last hits, 89 CS, TC picked up 80. At least he's got to have his Aghanims up in 900 gold, so you can start sacking some camps, clearing them, and if you just let Bulba sit there, you can get the live experience on him. So that might be what Liquid has to go for. Rush the Aghanims and then stack camps. Stack camps for TC, because, I don't know, it's just... Liquid have to play really defensive at this point in the game. Meanwhile, Envy, gonna have that Diffusal up in about 1200 gold. Gonna apply a bit of pressure to this tower. We're gonna see the Roman by Korok. Looks like they want to make something happen, as the Blinking Lasso is more than enough to clear out the Rubik. Level 9 still in the Batter, so again, the Lasso has such a long cooldown, but you can just blink it and do Flame Break to push people back if you're a good Batter player, and that's going to be more than enough to get some kills at this stage in the game. But Bulba will finally hit level 6 at the very least. Nature's Prophet does have the hand of Midas online. Probably going to start building towards a mechanism because, again, I don't see Bulba picking up mechanism anytime soon. And we're going to see the Liquid Smoke Gank. They want to try to pick off Envy. Envy playing so carefully. Really just managing the creepy Igloo very nicely. As Envy staying far back, he does not see anybody on the side of Liquid. So he's wondering where they are. Meanwhile, the supports of Kaipi are in position. There are no lasso online, but you can probably teleport to the top lane. Though you're going to use the Smoke Treants. And Brewmaster picks up the dagger. This is huge as he's going to teleport to the top lane. Here comes initiation by Fluff. RP initiation onto Envy. As here comes the Dust of Appearance being popped by Fluff, but a nice defensive disruption. Envy is still revealed. Here comes Barrett doing some firefly damage. Envy is going to get picked off here, but here comes the Hasted Brewmaster on a rampage, and now Brewmaster can chase down everybody on the side of Liquid. Blink in. Chowdian does pick up the Nature's Prophet, and already 3 people on the side of Liquid are dead. Meanwhile, Mike is going to get pursued. Flame Rake pushing Mike back. Here comes the Brewmaster ultimately being gassed. Bone 7 is going to get picked off as well. Meanwhile, Mike is trying to retreat as fast as life can depend on it. TC is going to get cycled up in there. Bulba is going to buy back. Interesting, as it's going to be a 4 for 3. You know, I saw the dagger on the Brewmaster on the screen. That wasn't the worst trade in the world for Liquid. I don't know what Bulba went back, though. That was a bit of a weird decision, but at the very least, TC survived and they got the enemy carry. I think that was worth it for Liquid in this situation. But now they're going to have to face a lasso, so I don't know. They had to notice that lasso was not used in the last engagement, so they got to play it very carefully, because otherwise Bone 7 will be more than happy to jump in and expose your improper positioning. And that is indeed what Bone 7's going to do. He's going to teleport in. He has the Blink Lasso online. He's trying to get in good position. He's going to Firefly to give him Flying Vision. He spies Fluff with his little eye. They steal Firefly. It doesn't matter because the Nightmare on IX Mike going to mean that he can't escape. Ion Shell TC running with the Avalanche Toss, but he's going to get slowed down by Demonic Purge. Zizzo, can he escape? He's going to escape successfully. Wall has been dropped. It's going to do a lot of damage, but Envy going to go to work. Going to pick off TC. Korok does pick off the Baron meanwhile, and there is the pause. Well, that was annoying. Where is Brewmaster in the middle of everything? Well, he already blinked in Clap, so he can't really chase. His ultimate's on cooldown. So, I guess all things considered, this is not the worst pause in the world. Although Spirit Lance will be back online. Surge still has 9 seconds on cooldown as he is in the middle of the casting animation. No, it's still level 1 Surge. He already used it. So Darkseer in a lot of trouble. He might very well get picked off. Pilot Eye, no mana. Brewmaster, not too much mana either, but has a couple points in that Drunken Haze. Zizzo, not much mana at all either, but it has a point into Nightmare. So Bulba might be in danger of buying back and then dying once again. And you can see the experience graph starting to climb ever so slowly towards the favor of the Dire. Korok gonna run up in place. And actually Brewmaster resumed the game, even though he called go. So at least nothing happened to it. So it's gonna be good news for Liquid. Even though Brewmaster unpaused, they just ran away, maybe anticipating that, oh crap, I accidentally unpaused instead of Liquid, so they decided to get with the chase. But again, they were out of mana, and Liquid couldn't really reinforce anyway. Nature's Prophet has Animatis online. I'm not too sure what he's going to go for. Bulba, what you got? Nothing. IX Mike, what you got? Nothing. You're level 8, which is pretty impressive. And TC died in that last engagement, so now it's going to delay his Aghanim Scepter even more. I don't know. Liquid trying to make great use of that RP and killing Envy is definitely a good start, but still, I think you still have to play for later with the Tiny. You can't really have him force engagements because Tiny is good at taking early game engagements. He does so much burst damage, but if he ever gets picked off, that's going to delay his Aghanim Scepter so much. And Envy, interesting enough, going for the Yasha, the AUI 2000 build, as he goes for Yasha instead of Diffusal Blade. Gives him more move speed, which allows him to clear camps a lot more quickly, as Bone 7 is going to die in the middle lane. Meanwhile, Brewmaster gonna cast a split. IX Mike gonna have to retreat. TC is gonna get stunned in place. I don't know where they're fighting with TC at this stage in the game. Bulba's gonna get picked off on the top lane. In the meanwhile, Fluff is gonna get soul catchered. A lot of damage being pumped out as an urn is gonna be casted as well. IX Mike gonna be forced to retreat. Here comes Korok in the midst of everything. No RP is in place, but he does manage to pick off Paladai on just the edge of that shockwave. And I don't know why they're fighting with TC. I think they really need to farm him up. As a nice blink and skewer onto the Brewmaster. They are going to successfully kill him off. Really nicely done. As Zizzo charging in confidently, but is going to get trapped by a wall of trees. Going to try to teleport out of there. Will he do so? He does do so successfully. Here comes Bone 7 back in the fray. Going to blink in, get the flame break, and Fluff is going to pay for it with his life. Barada is going to keep on the pursuit. No lasso is online, but now he's level 12. Has that level 2 of lasso, so has such a nice cooldown now. 70 seconds is a lot more bearable than 90 seconds. But yeah, I'm not too sure why Liquid are fighting with TC. They really need the Aghanims online, especially when they can't really take the fight against Vandalites at this stage. And this is going to be Yashin Diffusal. One of the reasons why people like Envy and AUI build this is for the move speed to transition from jungle camp a lot quicker with that double walk. You get more attack speed for your buck, and that move speed, I think, is probably the biggest factor. Blink in onto Korok. They are going to snag him. Korok able to skewer away, as I don't think they're able to kill him with the lasso. Bone 7 going to get lifted up in the air, and he going to get defensively disrupted. That will save his life for just a bit. No Brewmaster ultimate. Bone 7 successfully blinks out. Nicely done by the side of Kaipi. A little bit of miscommunication. Keep in mind, disruption 2.5 second duration, and I think Bone 7, the dagger is 3 seconds, so if Liquid managed to hit him in half a second, that dagger would have been cancelled. But again, one of the benefits of disruption is it causes a lot of confusion. Envy wrapping around from the side as Ayasha in place might cancel Bulba salve. No, not going to do so. Because that is not a salve, that is some tranquil boots. How'd that happen? Envy, the assassin, kills off Mike from the rear. I guess Mike was low in terms of HP. I did not spy that as the toss trying to kill off the tower. Tower's still alive. And here comes the reinforcements by Kaipi. This tower siege will never end. Aghanim Scepter is picked off. Nice blinking dagger on the Barrider. They're going to skewer him backwards. They should be able to kill off the dagger or the Barrider. But Brewmaster, no cooldown yet on his ultimate. Barrider does pick off Magnus. Going to get the toss onto Barrider. Nicely done by TC. Can he escape? TC will get nightmared out of there. Fluff will escape, but TC unfortunately is not going to be nearly as lucky. Meanwhile, Envy more than happy to take this time to farm up.
Top tower is
as this game is turning very chaotic. 29 kills in 18 minutes. But I've got to say Kaipi's coming out ahead because TC's been dying. He's 3-4-3. Meanwhile, Envy on the other hand, 4-1-3. His only death was on that Korok initiation on the top lane. So, and keep in mind that last fight was fought without the Brewmaster ultimate. So I don't know. Liquid making some interesting maneuvers. Maybe they feel like they've got to pressure Envy somehow by killing the rest of his teammates and getting some experience back. But if so, I don't know if that's the right way to go about it. I mean, what would I do? I don't know. I'd do probably a boring passive style, stacking neutrals for TC, clearing it out. But then that can allow Barra to roam in, and the Brewmaster gets some pickoffs with the Blinket Dagger. So I guess TC's or Liquid's making the right moves, but the fact that TC's dying is definitely not helping them out at all. Let's take a look at the experience in goal graph. Goal graph only 2k, 2.5k advantage for the Dire. Experience graph almost 10k. That is definitely telling the story of the game, as only one tower has been taken by the Dire. Meanwhile, one tower has been taken, two towers have been taken by the Radiant. But we're going to see an aggressive smoke attempt by the Dire. Paladai leading the charge, can get the defensive disruption or the offensive disruption onto somebody, and then blink in. I expect going to get killed by Envy in the meanwhile in the forest. The Phantom Knights reigns tonight as TC gonna try to escape. But Fluff gonna get gripped. Grip has a longer cast ranging than level 1 Nightmare, so they were forced to burn it, but they got another kill for the troubles, and Envy picks up a mega kill streak. This tower is gonna get cleaned up in the meanwhile. Shadow Poison gonna be used to burst down the creep wave. But Liquid starting to get their map fully opened up to them. The power barrier and Shadow Demon is so useful, and Envy playing really smart, just using his double walk, not to farm like he usually advocates, but just to scout out and get the initiation on people. And now with that Phage Diffusal Blade, he can purge people and allow his team to catch up much more quickly. Bulba making his way towards the mechanism. Sec please, never mind is the call by the panda. But all the map control in the world are in the Dire's favor, but the Liquid squad are going to smoke gank. They're going to pop a dust. Maybe they were predicting that Envy was going to be ancienting, but as is, they're going to be thwarted from that. But they do spy a shouting on the top lane. I don't know if this is the best use of your resources to gank everybody or to devote all your team to ganking a shouting, but Paladai smartly jukes. What a juke. And the Triad's not going to give him vision. Paladai just able to be an absolute ninja, gonna get the purge on the Fluff. Fluff gonna have to get away, but Soul Catcher, one more thwack of that club. Brewmaster able to pick up the kill. Korok is gonna get lassoed, not in position to catch an RP. Korok trying to skewer away, will skewer away successfully, but the Brewmaster ultimate has been popped, and Windmock Panda not being used. X Mike, can he actually escape? No, force that forward by Zo. Oh man, the Nightmare animation, such an annoying animation. As X Mike, can he actually escape? Bone 7 gonna get the Napalm. Here comes the Nightmare. And IX Mike gonna lose his life. What a juke by Paladai, ladies and gentlemen. This Shadow Demon just jukes on Team Liquid in this game apparently, as he is making his way towards a Halberd or a BKB. Probably a Halberd. Halberd against Tiny, gonna reduce so much damage. EternalEnvy more than happy while his team takes up all the kills. Gonna happily farm the jungle. Almost has 200 CS by around the 23-minute mark. 6-1-3. Checking out his net worth. 4.4k net worth ahead of the Tiny. Gonna get his gold per minute skyrocketing through the roof. Might very well spy out Bulba. Bulba, say it ain't so. They're gonna purge off the surge. Bulba! He realized it was fruitless. He should have been at least able to burn a purge charge. I don't know, maybe Bulba was AFK or something. Or maybe he knew it was fruitless. Envy gonna pick off the bomb tower. Bane is gonna get a kill on Nature's Problem in the top lane. Korok is gonna get spied off in the middle lane. His dagger was cancelled. They're trying to get initiation onto the Brewmaster, but he has a dagger himself. And Liquid, right now, no other way to say it, but they're getting outplayed. Envy, if he wants to pick up the heart, we'll have that up. We'll be able to finish the Mantis down and still have buyback. I think he might go for straight up heart. That'll allow him to try to end the game a lot sooner. Allow him to regen up HP in the meat or in the downtime of the pushes. Meanwhile, Barrett does have the last one online. Brewmaster does not. Here comes the wraparound of the Phantom Light Solutions. Gonna drain mana from Bulba. Nicely microed. Drained about maybe 40 mana. Not the biggest deal in the world for Bulba. But that is gonna be a finished Mantis style on the side of Envy. And TC still staying at the front lines. I'm not too sure why he's not just farming. He should just be farming in my opinion, but I don't know, Liquid probably have a better game sense than I do. Or probably, definitely have a better game sense than I do. Barrett gonna cast the Firefly. Gonna get the Blinking Lasso. Bulba gonna get caught up position yet again. I expect trying to save his ally. Gonna get a clap for his trouble. Bulba might be able to escape the Primal, so it has been casted. They're gonna kill off Mike as well as Bulba. Meanwhile, the hunt is on to try to pick off Korok. Now they're just gonna go for the tower. GG's call by Fluff. And wow, Liquid got dominated that game. We'll see if all the disconnects come in. I'm just gonna fast forward to the end. As tier 3 is still getting cleaned up. I think they should have just played a bit more passive with the Tiny. But maybe they felt like the jungle was never safe. And that's a fair assessment, because your jungle is never safe against Blinky and Brewmaster, Invisible, Phantomizer, and a Blinky and Bat. As Korok gonna get a 5-man RP and not gonna kill anybody. No, Darkseer Wall is in place. As here comes the Benny Hill theme. TC clubbing people. Envy gonna pick up an ultra triple wicked 6 streak. Disruptions on his own team. But yeah, I think the Liquid draft is really greedy. The fact that Bulba could not get any levels. I don't know, Nature's Prophet with the Darkseer offlane against a safe Tron is just does not seem to be working out that well for Liquid. So I think the draft was bad, the lanes were bad. Or not bad, it was just greedy. The draft was greedy, the lanes ultimately were ineffective. Barrett got a fast dagger online. Main lane was won on the back of Shouty and Rones and Brewmaster getting an early kill. Well, I think it was even for the most part. Korok was probably keeping up in farm. And he did get a rebuttal kill on the Panda in the middle lane. So, I don't know. Liquid just got outplayed and outthought that game. And they're going to go 0-1. Ladies and gentlemen, who would have expected in Group B that Na'Vi and Liquid would both fall 0-1 after their first match? I, for one, never expected it. Could have never seen it coming. But this is Group B, and suddenly, every team has a shot. If Kaipi and Absolute Legends move on to the LAN finals, as opposed to Na'Vi and Team Liquid, that might be some of the most shocking news we've heard in the Western Dota 2 scene in a long, long time. But Liquid gonna fall in this game. Dire claimed the victory. And Liquid gonna have to go back to the drawing board, because they were outplayed that game. What more can I say? Every team has a bad day. And, you know, Liquid have been playing so many turns, big point battles, TPL, every tournament they can sign up for they play. So they might not have enough time to scrim, but as it is, they were outplayed this game, and Kaipi, Envy, might have a shot at getting revenge. Or not revenge, might have a shot at getting himself to another LAN competition. We'll see if they can beat their next opponent, which I think might be Na'Vi, or it might be Absolute Legends. We'll find out very shortly. But thanks for watching. Again, I will be bringing you most of the coverage from Group B, and I'll be bringing you more frequent uploads in the near future. But thanks for watching, and see you next time. Peace.